What up, y'all? Mike back again with another video, and I'm kind of a bit in a shit mood because I tried recording this motherfucking video for over an hour. Not actually trying to record the video per se, but trying to get my fucking webcam, Cyberlink webcam for Windows 10 to open up, and it just wouldn't open up for fuck all. It wouldn't open up at all. I tried to download these other fucking webcam apps, and they suck dick. This is shitty enough, the quality, I admit it, but that's more shittier. Like, at least you can see my mouth moving with what I'm saying, not like a Japanese movie from the fucking 70s. So hopefully this doesn't do it again. I had this problem before, but it was worse than this time. The last time, the motherfucker wouldn't even open, yo. It was just like, caution, you know? Your camera's open somewhere else, and it wasn't. Why? Because there's a light that I see on the webcam, you know what I mean? So that was some bullshit. Just want to pull my motherfucking hair out. That was really annoying, but hey, I got it working now. Today, I'll be doing a response video to the greatest goddamn wrestling YouTube channel on the motherfucking net today. I'm talking about Wrestling Rampage with Tommy, Joey, and Pops, yo. I've been watching this shit for 2 years. The very first video I watched of them was the Owen Hart. I think it's Heart of Gold, isn't it, the DVD? I have the DVD. They reviewed it and did a great job. And they're a no-nonsense channel like I am. I don't give a fuck what people think. They don't either, especially Tommy. Love that dude. You don't give a fuck. That's how I am. I don't give a fuck, yo. I just don't care. You know, I'm a misanthropic person. I don't like a lot of people, man, to keep it 100. So I don't really give a fuck. I've been through so much shit in my life that, you know, fuck it. That's how I feel. But they did a great video talking about the top 10 WWE, the top 10 DVDs that WWE ever produced. And I'm doing a response video to that because I love their video. It was fucking great. A lot of good choices, y'all. I got some in there that y'all picked too because, you know, they're so fucking good. You can't leave out some, you know what I mean? So, here we go. Start number 10. I'm going with the Ultimate Warrior. Always Believe DVD, man. As I stated before, he is my second favorite wrestler of all time. I will admit his in-ring work isn't the best, but I fucking love him. It's a childhood thing, you know? He was my childhood hero, yo. Like, I love Warrior. And when he wanted to, the guy can work. You know what I mean? WrestleMania 7 retirement match. 1991 with Macho Man Randy Savage, you know? Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 6. You know, the SummerSlam 1992 with Macho Man Randy Savage again. A very underrated match. You know, the guy killed work. In my opinion, he's better than Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's just me. You might get hate for that. Fuck it. My opinion. But, yeah, this DVD is phenomenal. They showed this documentary on the network a little after he passed away in 2014. But they added a lot more stuff to it, and they made it just fucking amazing. It's absolutely fantastic, this doc. Very emotional. I cried. Yes, a grown man. I cried to it because Warrior was in my life since 1989, when I started really getting into wrestling. This DVD is just fucking phenomenal. It shows everything up to, like, when he started, getting a good relationship back with Vince and Triple H, up until, like, you know, the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. And then, obviously, y'all know he did Raw, cut that scary, eerie promo on Raw, and then he shortly passed away the day after, you know what I mean? Which is a fucking travesty, and it's a tragedy and sad as fuck. This DVD came out in 2015, and it's one of my favorites ever, man. Like, when Vince McMahon, I think Vince said the Warrior, he was like the little engine that could, or something like that, and Warrior got that book, the Thomas Engine, what the fuck's the name of that shit? I don't know the name of that fucking show, but he got him the book, and Vince McMahon was crying. You know what I mean? And it was just such an emotional moment. You know what I mean? Say what you want about McMahon. I have my gripes with the motherfucker, definitely. But that was just a good, heartwarming moment after all the beef they've been through. And then when at the Hall of Fame, when Warrior is standing there with his daughters and Triple H goes behind him and said, you know, this is all worth it. Like, that's such a powerful moment. Because Triple H cries in there as well. And, you know, it was sad as fuck, you know. It showed, you know, his Dingo Warrior days he talked about, world class, championship wrestling and stuff like that. Then going to the WWF at the time and just blowing the fuck up, you know, beat Honky Tonk Man, SummerSlam '88, and he was solidified as a fucking legend in my opinion from that point on, you know. You got motherfuckers in Madison Square Garden like pushing over your motherfucking car and shit, yo. You know? I love the Ultimate Warrior. Yes, he could be a dick, I heard, but I don't give a fuck. I don't know the man personally, didn't know him, but I just love the man. He's awesome. He's like, I'm a big fan of heavy metal, and this dude personified metal with his awesome entrance theme, banging his head, shaking the ropes, you know, and people talk about his promos are stupid. No, I love his promos, you know. You know, he talks to the heavens, the gods, and stuff like that. That's just Warrior. He's from Parts Unknown. He's supposed to be like, supposed to cut a long, scathing Nick Bockwinkel promo on you or something. Fuck out of here. Ultimate Warrior. Always Believe DVD. 2015 it was released. I love it, man. Next is CM Punk. The very controversial CM Punk. Phil Brooks. Best in the world, man. I absolutely adore this DVD. This man right here made me love the business again. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I always watch wrestling. You know what I mean? But the very 2 times that I stopped watching for a while was 2009. You know, 2008, that 2009, 2010 period. I would watch off and on, but I was just not into it. And this year, too, like, this year has been off and on, but I watched the clips and I'm pretty much up to date. But I will pick this year over those 2 years any fucking day. You know, I just can't stand that. You know, it was just trash. You know, but in 2011 when he cut that promo, you know, when he joined the Nexus, you know, that was it from there, yo. But once like he broke from the Nexus and had that 5-star match with John Cena, a guy that I can't fucking stand, at Money in the Bank 2011, I was just like floored by his work. I always liked him. I didn't know, my uncle knew who he was. My uncle's an indie guy, you know. He doesn't fucking like the Young Bucks though and Kenny Omega, but he knows his indie stuff, you know what I mean? He told me about CM Punk from ROH and stuff like that. He knew all about him. I didn't get into CM Punk till what? When did he join the company? 06?
Yeah.
2006? Somewhere around there. And, yo, I became a huge fan, yo. He was in that shitty ECW and working with hacks like fucking Elijah Burke, who was fucking garbage. But, once he, like, broke away from ECW, you know, because Heyman wanted to make the whole ECW, like, around him, you know. Once he broke away and, like, I think he won Money in the Bank, you know what I mean, like, twice. And he was great. Then the Straight Edge Society gimmick, which they talk about in here, you know, Punk basically said, you know, they took something that was chicken salad and made it chicken shit. You know, they fucked it up. And what really made me like Punk was that 2011 to 2014 period, or early 2014, because he left very early, you know, in January he left. But yeah, amazing DVD. Talks about how, you know, it's the ROH days, the independence before that, and everything. It talks about everything. It talks about how, you know, at the December to Dismember, yeah, he's supposed to win, but faggot ass Bobby Lashley won. And he went in the office, Vince's office, and was like, yo, what happened, you know? We talk about all that in here. This is a phenomenal DVD, man. And I wish that the man was still in the business today, you know? You can say, yeah, he took all Kenta's moves, you know, Kenta being Hideo Itami. He did. But I don't give a fuck. I love CM Punk. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan saved the company, man. And they're both gone, which fucking blows. Sad. Cause imagine these dudes, and at the time we have now with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura and stuff like, oh, that would be fucking fantastic. Just imagine that. How cool would that be, man? But yeah, CM Punk the Best in the World DVD. This was released in like what, 2013? I can't remember. 2012? Yeah, 2012. Holy shit. 2012 this was released. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this DVD to death. Next, we got, in my top 5 ever, Bret the Hitman Hart. This dude is amazing. Been a fan of this dude since the Hart Foundation days with Jim the Anvil Neidhart, you know. This DVD was surprising because Bret didn't fuck with WWF for years, and who would blame him? Look what happened at the Montreal Screwjob, you know. And he came back for the Hall of Fame. I think it was, what, 2005? When he came back? This DVD came out in 2005. So yeah, I think it was 2005 Hall of Fame. He came back. And he still was on like bad terms because I think Sean, or was it Sean? No, that wasn't Sean. I think Vince did something to piss off Bret, and he didn't want to come on the stage at one of the, I don't know what Mania it was in 2005. I'm sorry, yo. I'm really bad with Manias that like after like WrestleMania 21 or 22, I'm bad with like keeping up with the years and stuff like that, you know. Die-hard wrestling fan, of course, but a lot of those Manias were fucking shit, you know what I mean? So that was I'm kind of terrible at that, but yeah, I don't forget what Mania it was in 2005. I think it was WrestleMania 22, maybe 21. 21 probably, yeah. 2005, I want to say. In 2004, WrestleMania 20. So, yeah. Neither here or there. He came back then. Was in the Hall of Fame. And, this DVD is phenomenal. They touch on all that shit. Touch on how when he first got to the WWF, they wanted to make him a fucking cowboy. And Bret wasn't down with that. It was like, what, 85? And he got with the Anvil. He picked the Anvil and wanted to be with the Anvil, you know. And the sunglasses came into play because, you know, he was nervous about cutting promos, and he just wear the sunglasses, and boom, there you have it. The Hart Foundation name came from Jimmy Hart, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, man, Bret the Hitman Hart, between the years, in my opinion, as a solo wrestler, like, I love the tag team years, which is like 85 to what, 91? But from like 91 to 1997, this man was impeccable. You know what I mean? His in-ring work is phenomenal. If someone said that he's the GOAT of WWF, I wouldn't give a... fuck that. He was the greatest wrestler of all time, period. You know, I wouldn't give a fuck because, you know, he's in my top 5, and the dude is just phenomenal. He's, in my opinion, he's the best technical wrestler of all time. Up there with Chris Benoit. You can say what Benoit did and all that, but fuck that. I know how to separate the two. You know, what he did was fucking terrible, but I love watching Benoit matches. You can call me fucking fucked up for that or what. I don't give a fuck. Phenomenal. Absolutely love Bret Hart. He's the greatest in-ring worker. Well, he's the greatest technical worker of all time, I would say, in my personal opinion. But yeah, man. Bret Hart. Amazing fucking wrestler. And it's an amazing DVD. The DVD is called The Best There Is, The Best There Was, and The Best There Ever Will Be. Phenomenal. Bret the Hitman Hart DVD, man. Love it. Next is Chris Jericho, Breaking the Code, Behind the Walls of Chris Jericho. This came out in when did this motherfucker come out, man? 2010, I want to say? I don't fucking know. This was a date on this bitch. Yeah, 2010. This shit is phenomenal. Absolutely love it. He delves deep in his time in Mexico and stuff like that. ECW, WCW, you know. I became a fan of Jericho as soon as I seen him in WCW. My uncle put me on this shit and said he was in ECW, you know what I mean? And I didn't know that. But this is amazing, man. This DVD. And then in my personal opinion, the greatest debut in wrestling history is the summer of 1999 when Jericho debuting on Raw and interrupting The Rock. That was amazing, yo. Yeah, this is before the dirt sheets. Well, probably dirt sheets around, but yo, I didn't get a computer to 2009. You know, I didn't give a fuck about the internet for a long time. Yo, I just lived without it. You know, I didn't give a fuck. But yeah, man. To me, that's the greatest debut of all time. You know, and it was so shocking. You know, Millennium Countdown. I had a feeling it might be Jericho because we weren't seeing him in WCW, but I didn't know, and it was fucking exciting. Love that. You know, he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. You know, he's not quite in my top five, as y'all seen my top five, but he's probably number 7. Because I would say Undertaker would be number 6. He's definitely in my top 10 of all time. Huge Jericho mark from his Attitude Era days, which I think he should have started off a lot better. You know, he even said it on here. They had him working with China. You know, that's fucked up. Triple H didn't think very highly of him. They did not get along for a long time. Then, like, the Ruthless Aggression era came around with the, you know, the King of the World gimmick he had. Just a phenomenal wrestler. He wrestled my favorite wrestler of all time in a phenomenal match at WrestleMania 20. Not WrestleMania 20. WrestleMania 19. Amazing match in 2003. I love that match. So fucking good. Yeah, man. Just about his mother passing away. Very, very sad. Portion of the DVD. Phenomenal DVD. Chris Jericho. Breaking the code behind the walls of Chris Jericho. Amazing. Love it. Next, we got Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, released in 2007, man. Absolutely love this DVD. It's phenomenal. They talk about basically everything about the Four Horsemen. It's one of the greatest fucking DVDs of all time. It could have been even higher. That's how much I love this DVD. It's absolutely terrific. You know, talk about all the fucking eras of the Four Horsemen, you know, and NWA and shit with Tully, Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, you know, J.J. Dillon, their manager. That's my favorite. No, fuck that. My favorite Horseman is the Horseman pictured on the cover. You know, Tully, Rick, Barry Windham, Arn. You know, that's my favorite for Horseman. Ole Anderson is just a piece of fucking garbage. I hate that fucking dude. He's just a disgruntled old man that talks mad shit. You know, the shittiest version of the Horseman, in my opinion. You know, besides like the Paul Roma era, probably like '93. Fucking fuck Paul Roma too, talking mad shit. You know, on his shooting reviews, fuck that guy. That guy's trash. You know, never liked him when he was a fucking job guy, and then he was with Power and Glory. I don't like fucking Paul Roma. You know, how the fuck is he in the Horseman? Like, Arn Anderson had me rolling on here, yo. He said, if you look back in the time, you know, ... no one's gonna see Paul Roma. That was funny as hell. You know, fuck Paul Roma. But, Mongo McMichael, you know, he had the swagger of a Horseman. I don't care what nobody says. I love Mongo's swagger. Not as an announcer in WCW, like 95, 96. Fuck that. He was shit. But like, just his promo was good in my opinion. His demeanor and swagger and aura about him is dope. But in the ring, trash, you know. So that's why I say he's a shitty Horseman. Sid, ugh, another shitty Horseman. I like another Horseman I love is like, what was that, like 97, 98? You know, Benoit, Malenko, Anderson and Flair, I want to say. And that was like 96 too, I think. It's a great Horseman. Pillman was great in the Horseman. I don't mind Pillman at all. Pillman repped that shit. He threw up that fall all the time, even in WWF and shit. He was great. Well, no, I don't think WWF. ECW, I think he did that, yeah. But he was fantastic in the Horseman, Brian Pillman. Yeah, what else was shitty in the Horseman? On top of my head, I can't remember, but yeah, man, those are the Horsemen I like. My favorite Horseman is this Horseman group, and the second favorite would be like that 97, 98-ish Horseman. Yeah, fantastic DVD. Absolutely love it. 2-disc. Came out in 2007. Phenomenal DVD. You know, talking about when they jumped Dusty, you know, in NWA, and They jumped him outside. I think it was Ole and on, or maybe Tully and on. I can't really remember. That was fantastic. You know, Ric Flair and Dusty's feuds were absolutely terrific. This is a fantastic DVD, man. Should get it. Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, man. Released in 2007. Absolutely phenomenal. Next, we have Brian Pillman, Loose Cannon. This shit is great, man. I was a huge Brian Pillman fan, like, starting from his WCW days when I was a little kid. If you're old enough, I'm 31 years old, so if anyone's old enough to remember the WCW Gloob action figures that came out like in 1990, the last at the 90 to 91, I had the Flying Brian figure because I used to love watching his matches on WCW. He fought like Ric Flair and Jushin Thunder Liger and Lex Luger and fucking Arn Anderson, you name it. Brian Pillman was so cool as Flying Brian. He wore the Cincinnati Bengals tights, you know what I mean, because he was on the Cincinnati Bengals. Battled with throat cancer, you know, all his life and stuff like that. Well, especially when he was a kid. That's why he had that raspy voice, you know. Joined the Horsemen in 1996, I believe it was. 95, 96, somewhere around there. Went to ECW. Never really had a match in ECW. You really couldn't, you know. His ankle was fucked. He had a terrible car accident, but he did cut promos in ECW that were pretty fucking good, you know. Came into WWF in 1996. Really couldn't stop wrestling until 97, you know, because his leg was fucked up, or ankle, I should say. Him and Austin would have had an amazing feud if it was at a pay-per-view, you know what I mean? They had a great feud, but if it was like put at a pay-per-view, it would have been more even monumental, more epic, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, Brian Pillman, Loose Cannon, absolutely phenomenal DVD. He passed away in 1997, and in my knowledge, this is the first time on WWF when that happened. The first time a wrestler passed away while active on the roster. I want to say, you know, yeah, it has to be. You know, I'm a wrestling enthusiast, so I consider myself, so yeah, I want to say it definitely is for sure. But yeah, man, Brian Pillman, an amazing worker. I remember I didn't see Bad Blood live, but I remember my boy Adam, my friend Adam. I was in the 6th grade at the time, I think, and he ran and he told me, "Yo, Brian Pillman passed away last night," and Kane debuted. You know, he told me that shit. You know, because you know, Kane was always talked about. He's gonna come out and, you know, fuck up Taker or whatever the case may be. Paul Bearer was bragging about, but yeah, man. He died on like the night of Bad Blood, and Vince McMahon announced it on the Free for All pay-per-view, which they show on this DVD. It was terrible, man. But Brian Pillman will always be remembered. You know, the Loose Cannon gimmick was fantastic in like '97. He was a member of the Hart Foundation. He did fucking fantastic. So Brian Pillman, Loose Cannon. Next, this is a motherfucking 4-disc set, yo. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the bottom line on the most popular superstar of all time. This is amazing. It's so long, man. I want to say the documentary portion is 3 hours long. Came out in 2011. I love it. I think it's a great, great DVD. It talks about everything, you know what I mean? From the fucking, you know, getting taught how to wrestle from Chris Adams, I believe it was. You know, then he went to some fucking promotion. I think it was in Memphis. I haven't watched the DVD in so long. You know. And then he worked in, you know, WCW as Stunning Steve Austin. You know, the long blonde hair and shitty fucking colorful tights. I remember that he had. But he was also in a Dangerous Alliance with like Larry Zbyszko, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton. I want to say that was. I was watching WCW then, you know. Then he like lost to Jim Duggan like in '94, maybe early '95 in such a shitty fashion, and then that caused him to go to WCW. He got fired, you know. Then he went to ECW and cut some amazing promos, you know. Then by early 1996, he made his debut as the ringmaster in WWF, and that was kind of the shits. And he wanted to change that They gave him names like Fang McFrost and shit like that, and it's funny as hell because Stone Cold's like, you don't get no more suck ass than that. That had me rolling. But he came up with his own character, you know. His wife said she gave him a cup of tea and was like, you better drink that before it gets stone cold, you know. And that just rang a bell in his motherfucking head, you know. And my favorite Austin, you know, is like that late 96 to 1999 period of Stone Cold. That's like I think that's his apex. He was amazing in 2000 and like early 2001, you know what I mean? This may strike people crazy, but I'm not a fan of the funny Stone Cold with Kurt Angle and playing the guitar and that whole Invasion era is just shit. Deborah, I love your cookies. I hated that era. Hated it. I like the two-man power trip. I know people shit on that, but I love the two-man power trip, yo. That beatdown on the Hardys and Lita was fucking insane, yo. They were beating that bitch up bad. Man, I love Lita, but she got her ass whooped. Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin is amazing. You know, had to retire like right after WrestleMania 19. He was all fucked up, you know. He just didn't give a fuck, you know. Beating up your fucking boss and raising hell, you know. Stone Cold Steve Austin. There was, yo, between 1997, I was in the what? The 6th grade at that time, like middle school. Between 97 through 99, walking the halls of my class, yeah, you would see band shirts like Marilyn Manson, Korn, and shit like that, right? But what I've mostly seen through them halls was a sea of Austin 316 t-shirts. I had one too. Either it was D-Generation X, NWO, or Austin 316 t-shirts in my middle school in 97, 98, 99. That's all the fuck you would see, you know. I'm not joking. So yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the bottom line on the most popular superstar of all time. Amazing. I'm not keeping count of this shit, you know what I mean? Obviously, I know what number 1 is when I get to it, but yeah. Amazing DVD. Next, we have the Macho Man Randy Savage with the Randy Savage story. Released in 2014, I think. It had to be, yep, it was. Phenomenal DVD. You know, Macho Man passing away in 2011. He's in my top 5 superstars of all time, top 5 wrestlers of all time. I absolutely love Macho Man Randy Savage. This goes through everything, you know what I mean? This goes through, you know, when his father, you know, was a wrestler. You know, Laney Poffo was his brother. You know, the Genius is on here. Love Laney Poffo shooting interviews. They're absolutely fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, talks about everything on here. Phenomenal DVD. I fucking love this DVD. I can never get enough of it either. If I watch it once, I'll rewind it and watch it again like the next day. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, absolutely fantastic DVD. I think this DVD is kind of underrated. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be because it's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. I'm gonna speed this up and not go on and talk your fucking head off because it's almost approaching a half hour. But yeah, man. Macho Man Randy Savage DVD, phenomenal. The Randy Savage story. Talks about everything. He was a baseball player before, you know what I mean? And I think he got injured or he just didn't want to do it anymore. And he, like, broke all his fucking baseball bats to a tree and crazy shit. You know, this guy was an amazing in-ring worker. His work with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 was absolutely phenomenal in 1987. You know, his in-ring works with Ultimate Warrior was incredible. You know, say what you want to say about Warrior, but you know, that was amazing. You know, Macho carried him, whatever. But yo, that was amazing. You know, his matches with Ric Flair was great. You know, WrestleMania 8 from '92. I love that match. Even in WCW, you know, the shitty Dungeon of Doom era was going on. He had great matches there too. You know, and with Diamond Dallas Page and the NWO. You know, 1997, that era. Fantastic stuff, man. My favorite Macho Man Randy Savage era, though, would definitely be, like, 85 through 92. You know what I mean? Absolutely love Macho Man Randy Savage. The guy is amazing. May he rest in peace. And this DVD is absolutely phenomenal. The Macho Man Randy Savage story. Phenomenal DVD. Love it. Next. I had to go with this, man. The triumph and tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling. I got into Von Erichs very early, thanks to my Uncle Martin. He got me into Von Erichs early on, man. Like before, Texas Tornado even like debuted in like was it late '90, early '91 in WWF. I was a young and like 6 years old. My uncle's telling me about World Class, you know, and the brothers, the Von Erich brothers passing away, and my uncle Tony that passed away in 1998, and my grandfather on my father's side who passed away this year. You know what I mean? He taught me a lot about the Von Erich, especially my uncle. You know what I mean? And I became a huge fan of Kerry Von Erich in 1991, 92. You know what I mean? Late '90. When he entered WWF, he was an amazing worker in my opinion. You know, he should have got more praise, but his best work was definitely in WCCW in the early to mid '80s. You know, so sad what happened to the Von Erichs. You know, David Von Erich passing first, then Mike Von Erich passing. You know, then I think it was Chris, then Kerry, or maybe Kerry, then Chris. Forgot the order of that. But Chris wasn't really a worker. He was too short, you know, too small. You know, he couldn't be a worker. But this DVD is phenomenal. You know, the greats like Gino Hernandez, you know, he passed away in a fucked up way. This is a must. A sad DVD, man. And, you know, Kevin Von Erich is on this DVD. He says some amazing shit. And it touched me so much. And I live with that for the rest of my life, man. You know, you can make fun of wrestling fans all you want. You know, it's fake or whatever. Fuck you. When Kevin Von Erich said, never commit suicide, it will cause your family so much grief. When he said that, I lived with that. Because I dealt with a lot of problems with that situation. But, yeah, the triumph and tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling is absolutely phenomenal. So that's number 2. But I want to bring something up. Yo, Tommy, Joey, Pops, if y'all never seen this, you'll need to check this out. This is my uncle's DVD. This is called Heroes of World Class Championship Wrestling. The story of the Von Erichs and the rise and fall of World Class Championship Wrestling. This is almost... Fuck that. It's just as good as the triumph and tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling. Y'all would love this. This goes heavily into the death of David Von Erich. You know what I mean? This is so good. It goes heavily in the deaths of all the Von Erichs and heavily the death of Bruiser Brody, because he was in World Class for a while, which is fucked up. It goes heavily into the death of, you know, who else was it? Yeah, Gino Hernandez and stuff like that. And it looks kind of shit, the cover. You know what I mean? But it is real. It's not a bootleg. The video quality is absolutely fantastic. Just as good as a WWF DVD. And just to show y'all, it's not like a DVD-R or nothing. You know, no purple backing and blue, whatever the fuck. It's a real DVD. You probably get it on Amazon. I don't know how much it's going for now. Because my uncle got this in 2010, 2011, somewhere time around then when he got this. I don't know when it actually came out. There's no date. Oh, it came out in 2006. Fuck. But he got it in 2011. It's just a phenomenal DVD. So get that. If y'all haven't seen that, I highly, highly recommend it. Number 1... to me, is the greatest DVD ever produced, period. And it's the rise and fall of ECW, man. 2005 this came out? 2004 it came out. 2004. Absolutely incredible. I've been an ECW fan since 1995. How? Me and my uncle would go on these trips to like the supermarket, would go shopping, and I was looking at the magazines, and it had them in there. Cactus Jack, Mikey Whipwreck, Sandman, Sabu, all the matches. Like, I had shots of the matches. Like, I gotta see this. Lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, what do we see? ECW on TV. But they had no syndication really then. This is before TNA. This is 95. It came on right after a Spanish channel program. On the Spanish channel, man. It was in English though, but it came on the Spanish channel at 3 in the morning. All the way up to the TNN deal, it would do that. And that's how we would catch it, man. And I would stay up for that. I was young and in the ECW like a motherfucker. I'm a diehard ECW fan. Sometimes I think this is my favorite promotion of all time, as much as I love ECW. Taz, Sabu, The Sandman, Rob Van Dam. My favorite years of ECW was definitely like 1997 through like no fuck that 95 I would say through like 1999 2000. That's my favorite years of ECW. ECW was fucking fantastic. Awesome promotion. I think they deserve all the praise they get. And this is a very deep and emotional DVD to get through. It's pretty long. There's cuss words on here. They give no fucks. It is phenomenal, and it is a fucking masterpiece in the DVD canon of WWE, man. It's absolutely phenomenal. So, the Rise and Falls of ECW, the Rise and Fall of ECW, 2004. My bad. Fantastic DVD. It's my favorite. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. And big shout out to Wrestling Rampage. I will leave their video in the description. If you're a wrestling fan, please subscribe to them because they're absolutely terrific. I love that channel. So peace out, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that. See y'all on the flip side. Peace.